Hi guys, it's Ariel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you guys are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. So welcome back to What Up Wednesday number 3. Today we have an insanely exciting video because last week the French president actually came out with a deconfinement calendar outlining how we're going to be reopening our lives in France over the coming months. And what's crazy is it seems like life will be back to normal relatively soon, which is crazy to say. So in today's video, I thought I would quickly outline this deconfinement calendar. We'll talk a little bit about when vaccines will be available, and then we'll wrap up this video by talking a little bit about the summer in Paris last year and what I think we can expect in comparison this year given these new freedoms. So without further ado, let's get into the calendar. So the first date that the French president gave us was April 26th, which will have been last week, so it's already passed. But on April 26th, the only thing that would have changed is that schools would be reopened. So yeah, that one is less exciting. The next date, Sunday, May 3rd, is officially the first date where we can go more than 10 kilometers from our houses. Up until this point, we were only able to go in a radius of 10 kilometers around our house. We had to carry, of course, our ID with us that listed our address so that if we were ever checked by the police, they could verify that we were less than 10 kilometers from our house. But yeah, as of May 3rd, we can go further than 10 kilometers, which honestly doesn't change much because 10 kilometers is pretty far and Paris isn't that huge. But yeah, I think for people who live a little bit further outside of Paris, like Versailles and stuff, being able to go further than 10 kilometers really does make a difference. Okay, now we get to the third date. This is such a big date. We've got May 19th. Mark your calendars, people. This is huge. So on the 19th of May, curfew is moved from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Non-essential stores can open again. Patios will be open. That one's so exciting. Museums will be open, cinemas will be open, theaters will be open, stadiums will be open as well. Now in terms of size of the gathering, on May 19th you can gather in a group of up to 10 people. Before that it was 6. And when it comes to the events in the cinemas, in the theaters, in the stadiums, we can have up to 800 people indoors or 1,000 people outdoors. So yeah, May 19th is gonna be a big one. You can bet your bottom dollar that every single patio in Paris will be jam-packed. Like, I can already see it now. The tables will be in the roads. Like, forget driving anywhere, the tables will be everywhere. It's honestly gonna be crazy, for sure. For sure. Okay, so the next date we have in our deconfinement calendar is June 9th, and on this day, curfew will move from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. We will also be able to go into the office more. Up until June 9th, we will have had to maintain the very strict working from home guidelines. We really aren't supposed to go into the office unless it's very necessary. So yeah, as of June 9th, we will be able to go into the office a little bit more, which can be exciting because working from home is really fun. You know, you can get up a little bit later, you can enjoy your coffee at home, you can wear your sweatpants to your meetings, you don't necessarily have to do your hair and your makeup, you don't have to travel to and from work, you're saving so much time. But the thing is, socially, it's been really hard to work from home because you're just constantly on your computer all day with no social interaction, and it can even be hard to like vibe well with your own team and your own colleagues because again, the only time you're seeing them is through camera in meetings or like chatting and emailing. So yeah, I think it will be life-changing to be able to go back into the office a little bit. June 9th is also a big date for restoration because cafes will open and restaurants will open. You'll be able to sit inside of a restaurant with a table of up to 6 people. Gyms will also reopen, and what is so crazy is that indoor events of up to 5,000 people will be permitted. 5,000. That's huge. That is huge. It's like crazy going from our bubble of like 6 people to 5,000 person events. Like it's like crazy to think about, to be honest. And when it comes to these events, we're not just talking about like the theater or the opera house. Festivals, concerts, stadiums, all those types of events will be permitted outdoors for up to 5,000 people at a time. I'm already like going online, festivals and concerts in France, like summer 2021. Moving along to the very last date on the deconfinement calendar is June 30th, and on this date, we are pretty much back to life as usual. we have no more curfew, and we can have gatherings of up to 1,000 people. The only thing to note about June 30th being like the last day on the deconfinement calendar is that we aren't like 100% back to normal here. We are still going to be asked to practice social distancing, to wear our masks, and also they did specify that clubs will not open. To be honest, those little specifics I feel are fairly irrelevant. Given how restricted life is in Paris and in France right now, this deconfinement calendar is huge. It really will change everything. So that's all for the calendar. Let's talk about vaccines really quickly. So up until now, the vaccine had been available to, I think, anyone over the age of 65. Last week, they made the vaccine available to anyone over the age of 18 who was, I believe, overweight. On the 15th of May, the vaccine will be available to anyone over the age of 55. And then, drum roll, as of June 15th, your gal can get vaccinated, which is very exciting. On June 15th, anyone over the age of 18 will be able to get vaccinated. Now, if you're going to be coming to Paris in the coming months, you know, to maybe set up a couple months early for school or to work abroad, I just thought I would talk a little bit about my experience living in Paris last summer to sort of give you an idea of what you can expect this summer. Last summer, we have a situation that's very similar to what was presented to us in the deconfinement calendar, where we are pretty free in what we were able to do. We had almost the exact same freedoms and the same limitations. So, for example, cafes, restaurants, bars, events, all that was open, but we still did have to wear our masks and socially distance. So I think that we can expect a very similar summer to last year, which is exciting because last summer, despite being in a global pandemic, there was a surprising amount of things open. So first and foremost, everything was back to normal when it came to restaurants, to bars, to museums, to the theater, to everything. I remember I was going to the theater all the time. I was going to the cinema. I was going into restaurants. In the summer, Paris is crazy because they have all sorts of outdoor events. One of my favorite events to go to was the outdoor cinema. They have this like huge blow-up cinema and you can go sit on the lawn and have a picnic and watch a movie outdoors. It's truly magical. It's super fun. And that's just an example of the type of event you can expect. My friends and I did a lot of events. We did a lot of bars. We did a lot of just activities in Paris. I remember we rented a boat on the Seine and we like drove around and like, I don't know, just any sort of event or activity that you can imagine in Paris will very likely be open this summer. And I think what's really great too is that the restrictions for how far you can travel in France are also lifted. We're not just restricted to that 10-kilometer bubble like I was mentioning. Last summer, my ex and I, we did a road trip to Bretagne. We did like wine tastings in Pays de la Loire. It really does feel like this summer will be very similar to last summer. I think that we're coming from an entire year of being restricted, an entire year of everything being closed, and I think that people are just so excited for everything to reopen and to really just sort of have kind of almost like our normal lives again. I think it is going to be a wild summer in Paris, a wild summer in France in general. So yeah, that was all for my update. I just wanted to share that with you guys because honestly, I'm so excited. And if you guys are coming to France soon to study or to work, I want you to be excited as well because truly it has been depressing in Paris. Everything has been closed. It has just been like on a scale from 1 to 100, it has been like a 0 living in Paris, and this summer it's for sure gonna be like a 200. I'm excited. I hope that you guys are as well. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm also gonna leave in the description below like a link to the government page that sort of outlines the deconfinement calendar and any regulations that might be interesting for you. That way you can do some reading on the restrictions and the whole calendar if you need more clarification. But yeah, that is all from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to social distance, to wear your mask, wash your hands, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video.